Prior to proceeding, please be aware that installation is to be done at your own risk. Talons Garage is not responsible for any damage that may occur during or after installation. Professional installation is recommended. For a smooth installation, please check for all included hardware and parts before starting. We recommend using a high-quality Allen head bit for installing button head bolts. This will dramatically reduce the chances of stripping the heads. Also, we strongly discourage the use of impact tools. Begin by installing the side pieces first. These are part numbers 5, 6, 7, and 8 on the install guide. 8 M8 by 40 mm bolts and 8 M8 washers are needed for this step. Due to design tolerances in the exhaust, these pieces may need to be installed on the outside of the flanges to give more room. Mount part number 2 using 2 M12 by 30 mm bolts, 4 M12 washers, and 2 M12 nuts. Leave these loose to allow for adjustments during install. Loosen the bolts on the transfer case skid plate. Back them out as far as possible while still leaving enough thread to hold the transmission plate up. This step may require a little bit of patience. Parts 1 and 10 make up the front engine crossmember mount. 3 M8 by 50 mm bolts, 3 1.5-inch fender washers, and 3 aluminum spacers are used in this step. Locate the front engine crossmember. There will be a couple lines secured to the crossmember with plastic fasteners. Remove these fasteners to use as mount points. Line up part number 1 and insert 1 M8 bolt and washer. On the other side of the crossmember, each bolt will require a spacer. Use part number 10 to secure part number 1 to the crossmember. Grab the transmission plate and install the rear portion between the transfer case plate and the frame. Make sure the transfer case bolts are still threaded enough to help hold the weight of the transmission skid plate. While this can be done by one person, having a second set of hands is always helpful. While the rear of the skid plate is partially supported, you can attach the front of the shield to part number 1. Use 2 M12 by 30 mm bolts, 4 M12 washers, and 2 M12 nuts. Install one more M12 bolt at the rear of the shield. At this point in the installation, you can go ahead and tighten down all M12 bolts and double check that all M8 bolts are tightened as well. Next, you'll mount part number 4, the oil drain doors and frames. Insert the frame through the access. The flat edge of the rib nuts will touch the shield. Use 4 M5 bolts, 4 lock washers, and 4 flat washers to secure. Now install the door using 4 M5 bolts, lock washers, and flat washers. Repeat these steps for the second access. Don't forget to zip tie the lines near the engine crossmember in a secure location. Double check that all bolts have been tightened down. Remember to recheck bolts for tightness at 100 miles, 500 miles, and periodically thereafter. We hope that you enjoy your new Talons Garage skid plate. Feel free to mention us on your favorite social media platform or forum. We love to see our products out in the wild. Thank you very much for supporting Talons Garage.